Today I'll be taking you through my full process of how I do nails and showing you a bit of my setup. Starting with my setup, these acrylic drawers are from Amazon, where I keep products I like to have within easy reach. When I'm doing nails for friends or family, I like to prepare little goodie bags for them, and supplies for those are stored here too. I also keep my most used items in this area, like sanitized tools, masks, and sanding bands. Nail decorations are stored here as well. Having them visible reminds me to actually use them. Over on the side, I keep multi-purpose cleaner and some paper towels on top so I can wipe down my desk after each session and clean up the dust that somehow ends up everywhere. The acrylic drawers sit on top of this 7-drawer cabinet that is also from Amazon. If you're curious where I get my products from, there's a link in the description to a page on my website with direct links to all the products that I use. In the first drawer of the cabinet, I keep my larger products and gels that I use most often. The second drawer surprisingly holds all of my colored gels. The next one has mostly liquids that I reach for a lot. The fourth drawer is extras that I use regularly. After that, I keep my sanitizing container and my dust collector. The next drawer is for more extras, and the last one, which I didn't show, just has more of my green goodie bags. Onto my desk, I have 2 gooseneck lamps over on the side, one for flash curing and the other for extra lighting. Under my computer desk, I keep a few more things I use often since they're easier to grab here than digging through drawers. And this is usually what my desk looks like when I'm in the middle of working on something. Now we're finally on to the nails, and I'm heading to my drawers to grab the essentials. I usually set everything in this divider so it's easier to bring over to my desk. To prep my desk for the usual nail mess, I lay down a disposable table cover with a layer of paper towel on top. And don't forget to wear a mask to protect your lungs. Now I'm grabbing my sanitized tools so I can show you what I use. Here's that organizer that I showed you before. This is where I keep all of my files, both hand and electric. I like to clip my e-file to the side to keep it stable while I work. I also store my dotting tools, brushes, and other small essentials here too. Next, I'm grabbing my drill bits that I'll be using for today. My go-tos are this ceramic bit, the flame bit, the ball bit, and a sanding band. For implements, I always keep my cuticle pusher, my straight edge nail clippers, cuticle scissors, and tweezers for charms. Off to the side, I keep bottles of acetone and alcohol within easy reach. I actually store my alcohol in an old nail polish remover bottle because the pump makes it super convenient. As for my lamp, I use this one by the brand Sun UV. Now that I've shown you my setup, let's go ahead and jump into the nails. First, I'm setting up my dust collector, and I like to place a dryer sheet on top to help the filter last longer. I'm starting with the ceramic drill bit at a RPM of 15 to remove the old polish. I like to take my time and be very gentle, especially around the cuticle area. It's really important to keep your drill bit parallel to the nail plate. You're not trying to dig a hole, you just want to remove the old product. On the index finger here, you can clearly see the order that I like to follow when filing. I typically start around the cuticle area, work down one sidewall, shape the middle, and finish the other sidewall. I didn't show this step too often, but I also make a few passes over the top to debulk the product if I need to. Now that the old product is off, I use a sanding band to smooth everything out. The ceramic bit can leave some grooves in the nail, so I like to even out the surface before adding anything new. For this set, there wasn't much new growth, but usually at this point, I lightly etch the new growth to help the gel stick better. Removing the old product can sometimes alter the nail's shape, so I'm refining it with my hand file to recreate a clean, crisp edge. Now I'm switching to the flame bit to clean up the cuticle area. It's especially important to be gentle here. You don't want to overfile or risk cutting yourself, but you do want to make sure all the dead cuticle is removed from the nail plate. Although this step is the most time-consuming for me, it's probably my favorite, as it's the most satisfying. Once filing is all done, this is what we're left with. I'll go ahead and remove the dryer sheet, dispose of the dust, and clean off my dust collector. Since my hands are still covered in dust, I'm using a lint-free wipe with some alcohol to thoroughly clean everything off. For application, I use the Beauty Secrets Acid-Free Nail Primer and the Beetles Builder Gel. To start off application, I'm using acetone as a dehydrator. You'll know prepping is done right, and you'll have good retention when the nail dries quickly, just like this. After dehydrator comes a thin layer of primer. To help with application, I use these Art Done nail liner brushes. To begin with the builder gel, I'll create a slip layer, which is a thin, uncured layer of gel applied to the nail before adding the thicker bead on top. It's important to scrub this layer in for better adhesion. Now I'll add that bigger bead of gel, carefully pushing it up towards the cuticle without touching the skin, and then slowly dragging it side to side down the nail. Flipping the nail upside down lets gravity help level the product. I'll use a liner brush to fix any bumps in the product. By watching the nail's light reflection, I can check for any bumps. Finally, I cure for 60 seconds and repeat on the rest of the nails. After curing, there's a tacky layer on the nail, which I remove with alcohol to keep lint from sticking. Here are the nails with the builder gel fully applied. This is the inspiration for today's set, along with the colors I chose to recreate it. And please make sure to give the original creator some love. I'm starting the nail art with this nude shade, which I'll be using on my pinky, my ring finger, and my thumb. If any gel gets on the skin, it's important to clean it off to prevent gel allergies. And for that, I use a thin brush dipped in acetone. Once painted, I cured the polish and the lamp for a full 60 seconds. Next, I set out a piece of foil for my colors and grabbed some sponges for the ombre. For my next base color, I'm using this lovely green on my index finger. I like using this Rosalind top coat as blooming gel. It's super thin and works perfectly for this. I apply a thin layer and use a dotting tool to place dots of color onto the uncured gel, cleaning up any edges as needed. I follow the same steps on my middle finger using these beautiful purple shades. and a cure for 60 seconds. Next, I'll be taking one of the sponges to dab green gel onto the tip of my nail, slowly building it up to create an ombre effect. I flash cure each layer for 30 seconds, and I ended up doing 5 or 6 layers on both my ring finger and my thumb. Next, I'm adding some abstract designs over the ombre using white polish. It's important to go slowly if you want the lines to be super crisp. And after 2 coats, it is into the lamp for 60 seconds. For the pinky, I created a white border around the nail. After 2 layers and 60 seconds in the lamp, I added a purple dot in the center and used a liner brush to drag out 4 points to make the classic star shape. Lastly, to tie it all together, I placed a green dot in the center of the star. And after one final cure, I'm sealing everything with the Valentino Beauty Pure top coat. Now one last 60-second cure and some cleanup, and we can get into some after shots. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in sticking around to watch me do more nail sets in the future, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you next time.